Livi, and in this video I will show you my micro-teaching project for the listening lesson, and you will see how I prepare students before listening and then guide them to focus on main ideas and also involve them in a short post-listening discussion. In this lesson, I encourage students to predict the content, listen actively for gist and details, and also share their ideas in a short discussion. Let's get started to the lesson. Hello class, how are you today? Today we're going to practice listening. The topic is weather forecast, and by the end of this lesson, you will understand simple weather information and talk about it. Let's begin! Okay, now look at this picture. What do you think the weather will be like tomorrow?
Maybe sunny.
Yes, correct. Do you usually check the weather forecast before going out?
Yes, sometimes, miss.
In this micro-teaching, I started with a pre-task activity. The goal was to activate students' background knowledge and prepare them for listening. Also, I used a graphic with weather icons and asked students to predict tomorrow's weather because prediction activities are supported by many language teaching theories because they help students to anticipate content and also engage more deeply. Let me give an example. If a student sees a sun symbol, they can already guess the word sunny before hearing it. This builds their confidence, especially for lower level learners, because without this step, I think they might lose when the audio starts. Pre-task is also useful for reducing students' anxiety. Many students are nervous about listening tasks because they fear not understanding. So, by giving them warm-up questions like I did before, it created a safe and friendly environment. In real classrooms, pre-task can take many forms such as showing pictures, asking yes or no questions, or even a short discussion. But for me, I chose the graphic because the graphic was a good visual support because it connects directly with the topic and it also made students smile and laugh a bit, which is good for my classroom atmosphere. Okay, now listen carefully. I will give you an audio.
Good evening. Here is tomorrow's weather forecast. In the morning, it will be sunny in Jakarta. In the afternoon, there may be rain in Bandung. At night, Surabaya will be cloudy but warm. Don't forget to bring an umbrella if you are in Bandung.
What is this audio about? I think it's about weather forecast. Correct. Now listen again.
Good evening. Here is tomorrow's weather forecast. In the morning, it will be sunny in Jakarta. In the afternoon, there may be rain in Bandung. At night, Surabaya will be cloudy but warm. Don't forget to bring an umbrella if you are in Bandung.
And now answer these questions. Where will it be sunny in the morning? Jakarta. Okay, next, where will it rain in the afternoon? Bandung. Last question. What should people in Bandung bring? Umbrella. Excellent. During the listening stage, my main goal was to help students listen for the gist and detail. I played the audio 2 times, once for the general idea and once for the details. This is based on the principle that listening is a process. Students rarely catch everything in one attempt, so I think repetition gives them multiple chances. Stronger students confirm what they know, while weaker students get more time to process. I also provided guiding questions such as where will it be sunny in the morning, or where will it be rainy in the afternoon, or what should people in Bandung bring? Because these questions train students to focus on important details rather than trying to understand every single word. Because this aligns with real life listening, because in daily life we usually listen for specific information. For example, when we check the weather forecast in real life, we don't memorize every sentence. We only want to know what if we should bring an umbrella or not. So that's why teaching listening should be practical and selective, not overwhelming. Another important point is scaffolding. After playing the audio, I paused and asked students to repeat key phrases like "It will be sunny in Jakarta." This repetition helps both listening and speaking. It gives students a chance to hear, process, and then produce the language themselves. Now, let's practice. Imagine you're telling your friend about the weather. Tell them the weather forecast, okay? Let's start.
Hey, what's your plan for tomorrow?
Well, I wanna go jogging in the park. Let me check the weather forecast on my laptop. Wow, it says tomorrow morning in Jakarta it will be sunny. That's good. I also wanna go shopping with my mom tomorrow afternoon. Let's see the weather forecast. Oh, it says it may rain in Bandung tomorrow afternoon. Oh, really? My cousin lives in Bandung. She said sometimes the forecast changes quickly. Yeah, and look here. Tomorrow night in Surabaya it will be cloudy. Cloudy is okay. But wait, is it snow in Bali tomorrow? Haha, that's impossible. Bali never has snow. I think you mean it will rain in Bali. Ah, yes, you're right. I read it too fast. It will rain in Bali tomorrow night. Okay, if it rains, maybe we better stay at home and watch a movie. The post-task stage was a role play where students use the weather forecast in a conversation. This is one of the most effective ways to turn listening input into active output. For example, student A and student B talk about their plans about jogging, shopping, and staying at home. They link their personal lives to forecasts. This make activity meaningful because language learning should be connected to students' real-life situations. One interesting moment was when a student mistakenly said, "It's snow in Bali." Of course, that was incorrect, but it actually became a positive learning moment. And mistakes like this allow me to correct gently while keeping the atmosphere light. Also, I think the post-task activities also encourage creativity because students are not only repeating the audio but also adapting it to their own words. I think that's the real goal of communicative language teaching. In future lessons, I could expand the post-task by asking students to check weather for their own hometowns or to make a short weather report themselves because that would further build their confidence in use English for authentic purposes. Great job, both of you! You use the weather forecast to make plans, just like in real life. I like how you ask and answered naturally. But I heard one small mistake. Student B said it's snow in Bali. The correct way to say is it will snow or it will rain. And of course, in reality, Bali doesn't have snow, but that's okay. That made your conversation funny and interesting. Overall, I like your role play. You check the weather forecast and then connected it with your daily plans or even talk about other cities. That's how we use English in everyday life. And yeah, I think that's really good and excellent work. Overall, I believe the microteaching was successful. Students were able to predict the content, understand the gist and details, and use the information in roleplay. But there were also some challenges. One challenge is grammar accuracy. For example, students confused verb forms when using the future tense. Like instead of saying it will rain, sometimes they said it rained. It shows that more practice with will plus verb is needed. Another challenge is listening speed. Even though I played the audio 2 times, some students still needed extra support. So in real teaching, I could solve this problem by giving a transcript afterwards, also highlight useful phrases or slowing the audio down slightly in the first round. I also realized that time management is crucial. Sometimes students get so excited during role play and it can take much longer than planned. Well, this is positive. I must balance the activities so all stages like pre, during, and post can get enough attention. And reflecting like this helps me grow as a teacher. I can see both strengths and weaknesses in my approach so I can plan improvement in the future lessons. This micro-teaching is rooted in communicative language teaching or CLT. The philosophy of CLT is that language learning should be interactive and meaningful, not just memorization. By having pre-task, during task, and post-task stages, I followed the framework of a typical listening lesson. So each stage has a purpose. Pre-task activates background knowledge, during task develops listening strategies, and the last one, post-task, promotes active use of language. It also reflects the concept of interactive listening, where students are encouraged to predict, confirm, and respond. This makes listening is an active skill. And another theory that guided me is scaffolding. I didn't expect students to understand everything at once. Instead, I supported them step by step, first with visual, then with guiding questions, and finally with role play. This gradual support can help students feel successful. This lesson also aligns with Krashen's input hypothesis, which says that students acquire language best through comprehensible input, which means language that is slightly above their current level but made understandable through context. The weather graphic, the icons, and also my clear intonation made the input easier to follow. And if students didn't understand every single word in the audio, they could still guess what the meaning from visual and situational clues. And that's why using a familiar and real-world topic like weather forecast was very effective for beginner to intermediate students. I also incorporated sociocultural theory by Vygotsky, especially the idea of the zone proximal development or ZPD. In role play, students work in pairs, helping each other correct mistakes and expand ideas. This peer interaction is important because learning doesn't happen in isolation. It is happen through communication. And then when student A corrected student B funny mistake, it became a natural peer learning moment because this is what CLT promotes, which is learning through authentic communication. Moreover, this micro-teaching integrates 21st century learning principles, particularly collaboration and critical thinking. When students discussed their plans, they were not only recalling facts, but they were also using English to make decisions and also solve problems. And I think these skills are essential for real-world communication beyond the classroom. Finally, I see the importance of student autonomy. Students should not depend on teachers forever. By practicing prediction, note-taking, and summarizing, they get strategies they can use in real life, like listening YouTube videos, podcasts, or news in English. That's the ultimate goal of language teaching, which is preparing students for real communication. Lastly, through this practice, I learned that combining prediction, active listening, and interaction helps students to build their confidence in listening skills. I hope this video can be useful for your own teaching journey, and thank you for watching.